everybody, Bruce here. Hope you're doing fantastic. I want to encourage you to stop out to Northside Aquatics, and let me tell you what, I want to get out there today. I've been busy this past week with these two new little guys that I got, a couple of Aussie poos, and one is my daughter's, one is my wife's technically, but they're both living at my house. Anyways, want to take and show you these little critters. These are called forktail rainbowfish or furcata rainbowfish. In particular, these are blue-eyed, and you can see why. Great little fish. Aren't they just beautiful? I guess they used to be more popular in the hobby, and for some reason they're just not quite as much, but they zip around, so I'm trying to take a little slow-mo here and get capture a little bit to show you the beautiful fins on these things, the shape of them and the color. Yeah, which just gets larger as better as these fish get larger. But look at that unique shape. Really nice fish. Live in about 75 to 79 degree water. Don't get real big. Usually stay around 2 inches. Some get a little larger. They are a shoaling fish, so they like to be in a big group, although they don't typically school per se. Wide range of water types too, so water hardness and pH, then just not super important as much as just having good clean water. They do live in streams that are slow moving streams in a small area of a place called Papua New Guinea, which is northeast of Australia, basically, quite a ways, but that's the general vicinity. So, in other words, not here in the U.S. They love lots of vegetation. They do like a lot of top water plants because they live in these slow-moving rivers. There's usually a lot of big trees and overhanging things, and so they do like a lot of vegetation. From what I understand, Java moss is a real good one for the bottom, and then all kinds of things. Anything you want to have floating along the top is nice also. They are typically mid-water fish. Again, they don't want excessive current, but you can see, again, I have this quite slowed down just so you can catch a glimpse of them. But they are very much very busy, active fish. Lots of food choices for them. As long as it's smaller, they'll eat flake food, they'll eat live food. I've even given them some brine shrimp and just chopped it up real fine. A little bit of bloodworms, chopped it up real fine. But if you just take and just mince up some flake food in your hand, grind it up real good, and drop it in the tank, they eat really well. They just seem to love it. But as with all fish like this, don't overfeed. You don't want a bunch of that food getting down into the bottom and spoiling their water. Now, if you notice in these videos, that's a male right there, and you see the unique fins. And that was a female that came into view. They typically don't have the larger fins and are not quite as colorful as the male. The male has longer fins too. Not very long living fish, typically a maximum of 3 years, but that would be on the long end. But they are ready to breed in as little as 8 months. So they are egg bearers, scatterers, so if they lay eggs, you want to have plenty of coverage so that the eggs don't get eaten by predators or by their own kind, because they take a long time, 14 to 21 days for the eggs to hatch. The good news is, though, is they are free swimmers at birth, so once the eggs hatch, the babies are able to fend for themselves right away. So anyways, just wanted to show you this, and again, sorry, it's really tough to take good quality photos of video of these things just because they run around. They are so darn fast. It's like trying to film any type of fish this small. They're really, really, really quick. Here is a real good look at a male that's doing typical spawning behavior where he will claim a piece of property for his own use. So now in this particular case, this is just a 30-gallon tank, and that is actually fine. They say you can keep a group of 6 or so in something as small as a 10-gallon. I've got a dozen of them in a 29, and it seems to be fine for right now. If it looks like they start getting too crowded, I will thin it out. But I have tons and tons, as you can see, tons of floating plants and tons of Java moss on the bottom. So they are doing really well. So as with all my fish, I always hope I'm going to be able to get them to breed, because that's part of the excitement of it. And as always, I hope you have enjoyed a look at this, the Forktail Rainbowfish, blue-eyed in this case. And again, as always, if you are looking for unusual fish, contact the folks at Northside Aquatics in Elkhart and ask them, because if they don't have something in stock, they will be happy to try and get it in for you. A lot of times they can get in fish that you don't think that they carry, so don't be afraid to ask. As always, remember, Northside has all kinds of fish tanks, new and used. They take trade-ins, and they want to be your fish store. So support your local fish stores, guys. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed this look at these little beauties that I acquired, and best regards to you all.